para hacer alguna pregunta que usted quiera que hagamos, pues mire, la vamos a estar haciéndosela al invitado especial de la noche. Baerga, este individuo, donde quiera que tú lo ponías, no importa qué liga era, el hombre iba a batear de verdad, no era poner la bola en juego nada más, no, era batear, Baerga.
De verdad que uno de los mejores bateadores en las grandes ligas, 7 temporadas consecutivas con 200 hits, campeonatos de bateo corrido. Bueno, usted va a saber la historia aquí en el día de hoy y de verdad que era impresionante cómo él y Tony Gwynn se fueron al tú a tú, uno en la americana y uno en la nacional. Vamos a estar, manténgase aquí, invite a otro que se conecte con nosotros.
Bueno, así que ya lo saben, señores, si usted no sabe quién es el invitado que tenemos para hoy, porque acaba de llegar ahora, o viceversa, no se preocupe. Mire, aquí le vamos a dar un...
Boggs has flied to left and reached on an error. It's softly in the center for a base hit, so Boggs is on.
It would be 5 years in a row doing that. Goes high toward the wall in left field, and let's see if he got it. It's enough. For a home run. Boy, has he got it. Home run for Boggs and the 200th hit for Wade for the 5th straight year.
Against him has gotten tremendous publicity, and yet here he is leading the league in hitting and whacking one into left field for a base hit. So Boggs is on with a 2-out single. Wade at first base.
He's not going to bet against a guy that hit 366 too much, fellas.
Boggs left field, drops in for a base hit, and Burks comes in with the first run of the ball.
And Stanley. Boggs, a long drive deep to right down the line. Gone. Wade Boggs, first home run in pinstripes.
Boggs hits better than 300. Hits this one toward the middle, and Ozzie can't flag it down. Boggs is a 350 hitter.
Bueno, señores, y aquí está con nosotros Wade Boggs, el Hall of Famer. He's going to be with us here. Welcome to Me Gustan los Deportes junto a Baerga y sus amigos. It's an honor for us, sir, to have you with us here.
Hola, ¿qué pasó?
Yo hablando inglés, güey, pero ve acá, ¿qué pasa?
That's the way we do it, man. He do it with the bat, he do it with the glove, he do it in the field every day. What an honor to have you, my friend. Since the first day that I got to the big leagues, I got the opportunity to watch one of the best players of the game, a Hall of Famer, and God gave me that opportunity. Wait, where are you born?
Tampa, Florida.
Tampa, Florida. But I read that you say in Wikipedia that you are from Puerto Rico. That you from Puerto Rico. That you.
Well, I was almost born in Puerto Rico.
Almost. Oh my God! Tell me what happened. I was almost
born in Puerto Rico. My father was stationed at Ramey Air Force Base.
Wow.
So I was in Nebraska, and I was a month late.
Wow.
I was a 10-month baby. So my father stayed in Nebraska for me to be born. Otherwise, we were going to Puerto Rico, so I would have been born in Puerto Rico. I could have played as a native.
We want to have 6 Hall of Famers. 6 Hall of Famers, Puerto Rico.
Exactly.
Oh my God, man, that would be something there. I mean, that's a story I didn't know about that way. So that's pretty interesting. And whoever's in Puerto Rico, recuerde, va a ser Rey.
3 years in Mayagüez.
Oh wow. My, that's a Rey in Mayagüez. Wow. Wow, señores. Wow, this is great. I mean, for us, it's an honor to have you here.
Thank you.
Baerga, you know, you're born in Tampa, Florida. But we would like to know, I mean, when you were growing up, was Wade Boggs thinking about baseball the whole time? Is that the main sport you play? Or Wade did a lot of things before he made his mind that baseball was for him?
Well, I was a football player in high school, so I played football and baseball, and I really knew where my bread was going to be buttered, so to speak. Football, you got beat up too much. But I got drafted by Boston in 1976 in the 7th round out of high school, and went on to Elmira, and then spent 5.5 years in the minor leagues, and in 1982 made the club out of spring training.
Wow. Going through the minor leagues like that, who was the person that helped you out, in hitting? Because you hit everywhere you went. Everywhere you was hitting. You even win a championship, batting champion in Pawtucket in 1981. So who was the one to teach you how to hit like that?
My father.
Wow.
He was brilliant. He had the Charlie Lau theory before it was fashionable. So it was wait. And I would hit the ball to left field all the time. I never pulled the ball. And so when I got drafted by Boston, Fenway Park was built for me. And so it really was. And come to find out that after I retired, I have the highest batting average of anybody to play in Fenway Park at 369.
369.
Ted Williams is 363.
Yeah.
Wow, man. Well, Well, instead of the house that Ruth built, then it was the house that Wade Boggs built.
It's a chicken coop.
Yeah.
Hey, but wait, I mean,
the chicken coop.
The chicken. I know how that means in Spanish, and we make fun of it. I talk to Gary Sanchez a lot, and that's one of the things that I say. But we have fun with that too. Wait, I mean, I'm surprised that you were in the minors more than 4 years. I mean, I know it was the days where they always make sure that you go through every single level. But man, you were showing that you were hitting. Plus, in Puerto Rico, you showed you could hit. I mean, was it a surprise for you that you took so long to get there, or you didn't even notice that it was taking that long?
Well, I just love to play baseball so much. I was having fun at what I was doing and really didn't know the process of being called up. And I would hit 300 in A ball and second in the batting title, and then go to Double-A and then finish second in Double-A. And then 1980, I finished second in Triple-A and went back. And 1981. So I never got called up. Even after 1981, I led the International League in hitting and didn't get called up. I won a batting title in Triple-A and didn't get called up to the big leagues.
But
that's why I went to Bayamon.
Okay. Listen, people, I want you guys to listen to this. And fathers, this is what we're talking about. Me and Palillito, we talk about this every day. The easy it is now to get to the big leagues. You can even go from high A ball to the big leagues now. Before, look at him, 2 batting titles in the minor leagues, even in Triple-A, batting champion, and he never got called up. He had to go to Puerto Rico and hit in Puerto Rico to go to the big leagues. That was the toughest part of playing baseball at that era. It was very difficult to do it, man. And you maintain yourself focused, because a lot of people get pissed off. And sometimes they do crazy stuff. And you maintain yourself. How you did it?
It was difficult because I thought that I had accomplished enough in the minor leagues to be called up in September. They took 7 guys off the roster to go to the big leagues, and I wasn't one of them. So that was motivation enough to say, you know what, I'm not going back. And I made the club in '82 out of spring training. And if it wasn't for Carney Lansford breaking his ankle against Lance Parrish, everybody might not know who I am. So, but it worked out. In the end, it worked out very well. It took me a little while to get to the big leagues, but I played until I was 41. So that was good enough.
You made it up. You made it up at the end. Okay, first of all, I mean, you almost hit 400 in Puerto Rico when you went there. Some people probably don't know that you were in Puerto Rico. And if you almost hit,
show me the picture. Show me the picture.
No, Baerga, if you almost hit almost 400 with that uniform,
there you go.
I mean, you definitely were going to be a Hall of Famer. Because that's one of the ugliest uniforms. I always thought Baerga likes it, but I
love it.
I don't like that uniform.
I thought I was playing for the Houston Astros.
Yeah. Look at Wade Boggs right there.
It was a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun. We had a good time down there.
I mean, what was the main thing that you kept in your game that you probably learned by just playing winter league compared to playing in the minor leagues?
Well, a lot of the guys that I faced down there were from Puerto Rico that had been in the big leagues. And so that and these were established guys that had some time in the big leagues, and just the level of competition down there was outstanding.
That's good.
We're not gonna say.
So
We're not gonna say that you strike out. We're not gonna say that.
That might be the only time that my helmet ever.
That was the only one.
That
was the only one.
Took a swing.
Only one strikeout in Puerto Rico.
And that's the one Palillito found. Amazing.
Oh, I didn't strike out very much in Puerto Rico. That's for
Wait.
sure.
So you went to spring training, and you made the club. You made the club of Boston Red Sox.
Right.
That year you hit 349. That year you hit 349 in 1982. But the year after that, you win your first batting title. When you made that club, to get to the big leagues. I know that's where everybody want to be. But who helped you out when you got there?
Walt Reniak. He was my corner man. Walter was, in my opinion, he's one of the best hitting instructors ever to be involved in the game. And he knew me inside and out. I had the Charlie Lau swing when I got there. He preached Charlie Lau. And we had another guy in spring training that would come around who was pretty good too. That was Ted Williams.
My God. Pretty good.
Walt and Ted would sort of go at it because Ted really didn't like Charlie Lau theory.
Wow.
He didn't like going the opposite way. He didn't like he liked hips out of hands and turn on the ball and these types of things. And I stuck with what got me to the big leagues. And after a while, Ted sort of succumbed to my style of hitting, and eventually he recognized it.
Yeah, eventually. I know it took a little while because I remember he kept telling everybody, well, work in progress. I don't know if that way Boggs could do it. But I remember those fights because my dad, when he used to take us there, we remember seeing before. Bobby Dog would say something, Ted would say something else, and he was like, I don't know. Guys were going, I don't know who to pay attention to because they both got something else to say. But it was like, but before we start talking the full career in the big leagues, I'm a Bostonian. Those are my team, the Red Sox. But my second thing is Pawtucket, the Paw Sox. That there was in Worcester now. Pretty much, I had to go to Worcester now. But I cannot let you go if we don't talk a little about that game that lasted 33 innings.
That was crazy. That was absolutely insane.
Wow.
Tell us a little bit about that.
That was it was a cold Easter Eve night, and we had there's a skinny guy on the left. But I tied it up in the 22nd inning with a double and made it 2-2. It was one of those games that after a while, we didn't think it was ever going to end, and it didn't. It wound up going 32 that night, and then we had to finish it about a month and a half later. Baseball was on strike, but that night it was like, oh man, is this? And I think I got my last hit at 3:40 in the morning, so it was one of those late night affairs that. It was crazy. Yeah, there's the double.
But
there's a double in the 22nd inning.
How many at-bats you got in that game?
12. I was 4 for 12.
Wow.
4 for 12. Wow.
4 for 12. Yeah, with a double and RBI. And
how happy were the guys when you got that double in the 21st inning?
Oh, it was one of those. Are you kidding me? Really? We're going to keep going? We were extremely
Did you
tired.
really need that game? That's what they say.
We were extremely tired. And then we came back the next day for a day game. And
oh,
we
my
came back
God.
for the next day. Yeah, and the next day, I think we went 12 or 13.
Yeah.
And it was goodness gracious.
I remember the first time I heard, what's his name? It was Joe Morgan, the manager.
Yeah, he got thrown out in like the 4th inning.
I remember.
He knew exactly what the heck was going on. So
wow.
I remember Joe saying that his wife was calling him like, it might be like the 15 inning, 16 inning. And he's telling her, hey, we're still playing. I said, yeah, right. You're drinking somewhere. There's no way you guys are playing.
Yeah, it's one of those games that is etched in your memory bank for a long time. It really was.
Man, 33 inning Baerga. That's just, right
amazing.
now you know how many doubleheaders we would play now in the big league? Because they're both 7 innings. I mean, we could have played a lot
insane. 7 inning doubleheaders are insane.
That is amazing, man. That's crazy. Right now, do you like what they're doing right now? Extra inning, man on second base. Do you like that?
No, Little League. That's Little League baseball.
I know. This is crazy,
guys,
right? I cannot believe
it's
it.
like they don't want to play.
Yeah,
they got 7-inning doubleheaders. They make all this money, but they don't want to play. They want to reduce all the games.
Thank you.
They want to reduce all the games. They want to go to like 154 games or 152 games. They don't want to play.
Nah,
they make more money, and they still playing 4-hour games. Well,
you got pitchers that have 80 pitches going into the 4th inning because they don't throw strikes. And all they have to do is just throw the ball up in the zone nowadays, and guys swing and miss. And when you have more strikeouts than hits in a month, there's something totally wrong with the game. And if they shift on you, learn to hit the ball the other way.
Oh my God.
And quit complaining about hitting it into the shift, because learn to hit the ball the other way.
And it's not going to change, Wade.
I'm not saying lay down a bunt. Hit the ball the other way.
And it looks like he's not going to change.
You got to learn to be multifaceted in this game, and you just can't be one. I see a guy take a pitch away, and there's nobody on the other side of the diamond, and they don't swing at it. They're looking middle end to hit to the shift. And I said, you guys are beating your head against the wall.
Especially when men on third base and second base, there is an RBI, they want to hit a homer, and they strike out or hit a ball to third base, no score, and nothing happened. And then you finish the season with 60 RBI, 25 homers, and they paid them $40 million, $50 million. And something that I don't understand what's going on with baseball.
Guys are hitting 218 in the big leagues right now with 7 homers, and they're talking about exit velocity.
Yeah.
And I'm going, what? Exit velocity? How many times? There's no registry. Exit velocity doesn't register on swings and misses.
They'll find a way.
They'll find a way. Swing and miss. I mean, it's hard to watch. It really is.
I mean, in '87. And I want to ask you, because now we got you here. I want to make sure that if it's true or not. But in '87, somebody was telling me that you got a little fed up with few people were saying that you didn't have no power. He doesn't have no power. He doesn't have no power. And you told yourself, well, I'm going to show them I have some power. I just, just for fun. And you hit 24 home runs.
You asked Carlos if I got power. The thing, I played 81 games in Fenway Park.
Yeah.
If I'd have played my career at Wrigley Field, I would have hit 300 home runs. But I had a 37-foot monster out in left field that I would hit doubles high off the monster that are out in a lot of ballparks.
Yeah.
And so consequently, I had 550, 560 doubles or whatever I ended up with. A majority of those are in Fenway Park. But those line drives that were high off the monster were home runs in a lot of other parks. Naturally, I didn't pull the ball a lot. But, if I felt like if I could drive the ball to the wall, it was better than trying to pop it up and hit it over the wall, because I would pop it up to the infield or various things like that. I felt like if I could hit a line drive off the wall, that I'm not going to sit there and try to miss the ball by 1/16 of an inch and pop it up to the shortstop. And so I tried to center the baseball all the time. And coincidentally, I'd hit it high to left center. And I took batting practice in Wrigley Field, and it was crazy. Even in Houston, that oh my gosh, I would love to play there.
Oh my God, I know it.
That place is ridiculous. But
wait, I watch your numbers, and your numbers are unbelievable. You win 4 batting titles in a row. The only ones that do that was Tony Wynn. You guys came up to the building the same year. That's amazing, Parillito. Tony Wynn and Wade Boggs came up to the building the same year. They win batting title the same year, 4 in a row. That was like nobody playing. It's Josue and Tony Wynn, the National League.
We were the mirror images.
That's amazing.
No, we were the mirror images of the National League and the American League, and We had similar styles, but the one thing that I did that Tony really didn't do is I walked. One thing that I'm really proud of was the 4 years that I had in a row of 200 hits and 100 walks. And I can guarantee you that is one record that will never, ever be broke.
Yeah.
No.
Nobody even walks 100 times anymore unless.
No.
They just won't do it unless they're hitting 100 and they try to walk.
No,
it just don't happen. It just don't happen. I mean, and to let people know that are here, because we got a lot of people, of course, from Puerto Rico. They both use the same uniform in Puerto Rico. You know, one came in '82, the other one came in '83, but they use the same uniform. I just want you guys to know how amazing was this career for these two guys, that they were going to be connected. Even in the Winter League, they were using the same uniform.
That's unbelievable. I didn't know Tony played in Bayamon.
Yes, he played the year after that.
That's unbelievable. That's how close we are. And coincidentally, I had 2,439 games. He had 2,440.
Yeah.
So
that's true.
This is exactly, and he got his 3,000th hit on a Friday night, and I got mine the next night on Saturday. So this is sort of crazy how our careers paralleled each other so frequently. Yeah. And I mean, I would have loved to hit third on my career like he did. But,
I know.
The RBIs would have been a little higher.
I know it.
But I didn't have Wade Boggs in front of me hitting, so.
Hey, and I want to tell people too, Baerga, because some people always remember Bo Jackson home run in the All-Star game in '89. Oh, Bo Jackson. I mean, we all know, of course, Bo Jackson was great. I like him too. But I mean, there was a guy after Bo that was hitting second that he also went deep. And nobody talks about it. I'm like, come on. Everybody goes, because you're a Red Sox fan. No, I don't care.
First time in an All-Star game.
There you go.
First time in an All-Star game, back to back.
Wow.
Benito there, Cachi.
There we go.
Come on, Rick. I think Rick was like 40, 41 about that.
But I think he was the old folk.
Oh, man, you guys are something, man. You guys were bad. Let me see it here, guys. But I just want you guys to know that. Oh, my God.
Flip.
Bat flip.
There you go. Bat flip. That's a bomb.
Yes, you did.
Carlos, that's a bomb.
When you go that deep, you have to do it, my friend.
That was a lot of fun right there.
That was special right there to watch you hit it like that. And I want to say something. You know, the four. Look at Wade. Saying to everybody, I did it too. Don't forget about it.
Great.
I did it too. So those 4 batting titles, the only players they haven't won 4 batting titles in a row. Look at this name: Wade Boggs, Tony Wynn, Ty Cobbs, Roger Hosby, and Rod Carew. That's amazing.
That's great company.
That's
great company right there.
4 batting champions in a row. That was amazing, Parillito. And something that I got at Cardona Sport Media, a friend of mine is here. The on-base percentage was amazing. The on-base percentage was amazing about the walk, about hit. Look at that. You win 6 on-base percentage in a row. How you did it?
Well, I didn't want to swing at balls. I mean, nowadays you look at guys, they swing at balls that bounce, they swing at balls over their head, they swing at balls way out of the zone. At an early going, umpires really knew that I had a good eye. And I could take a close pitch, and then I got the respect of the umpires to say, if he doesn't swing, it ain't a strike. And so it was one of those that if it was a couple balls off the plate, they would give it to me. And in my opinion, it has to cross the little white house in order to be a strike. And with my eye, if you were trying to nitpick and try to make me swing at something that I didn't want to swing at, then you were going to walk me. And that's why I didn't have a lot of hitting streaks that were very long. I had 2 28s, but I would have an 0 for 2 with 3 walks. Yeah, I would have an 0 for 1 and 4 walks. And
I mean, wait, so let me ask you.
I didn't really try to extend hitting streaks. because I didn't want to get myself out.
Yeah, that's
and
true.
be
That's
upset about making an out because I made the out. I
No, that's
wanted the
true.
pitcher to have to work and get me out.
Yeah, if you want a hitting streak, guys, I mean, what he's trying to say, you want a hitting streak, you have to give yourself 4 or 5 at bats if you can. I mean, just to make sure. But he's not going to do it because he was not that kind of hitter. There was no way he was going to swing out of the strike zone. But let me ask you something, Wayne. I mean, what was the size of your bat? How many ounces? And when did you recognize the pitch? I mean, did you recognize it right off the hand? I mean, how do you did it?
I've
Because
got 2012 vision, and I had really exceptional eyesight, and I used 34.5, 32.
Good.
okay.
And so it was a decent sized bat, and never really changed. I never changed sizes of bats, and like a lot of other players. And even going into September, guys lighten up their bats or use a smaller bat because they're lose a lot of weight during the season, and you know, when you're on the pollo diet and eating chicken every day, that keeps you going good.
What was it? What was it? Lemon chicken? That's what it was.
Oh, it was any kind.
Any kind of chicken. Any kind of chicken,
yeah.
man. This guy, he ordered. I say he had to be there. The clubhouse guy know already in the road and in a home. They know already how to get it for you.
Oh yeah,
that was special.
That's amazing. I mean, when I see the movie Major League and they bring that KFC bucket, I always remember. Well, I guess they probably got it from way Boggs. I mean, they just want to make sure that somebody could hit. Hey,
the chicken man.
When this before the season ever started, at the beginning of your career, was 200 hit a goal that you set for yourself, or
Never.
it was just something that it was, every year you got close and it's here, let's do it.
Well, I think if I'd have set that goal 85 when I had 240 hits, once you get close to a goal, then you sort of relax. And I wanted the sky to be the limit and take every day and not sit there and go, okay, now I got to 200. Everything's good. But in 85, I had 240 hits, and without 200 being a goal, I was still trying to get to 250, 256. So.
Wow.
That was a question. I got a question. I heard that your mind was set to get 4 hits every day. That you put in your mind.
And actually my mindset was 2. That was my goal, to get 2 hits every day.
Okay.
And then, because that sort of leaves a little leeway for once you get the 2, then you got to figure out your third. But if you're going in, okay, I got 1 today. But there's a former teammate, Bobby Ojeda. That was a World Series.
Yeah.
I love the way you hit the other way. It's just so easy. At least he looks easy.
God.
I don't know.
Hey, wait. The other day.
There's Walter.
Warren, first base coach.
I know.
I forgot about that. Oh, right now you're gonna play in. Right now, you can't play in to wait.
Don't try to throw it. Wrong darling right there.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Ooh.
That's perfect.
Mookie.
Mookie, no chance.
Oh,
no
my
chance,
God.
No chance.
Yeah, played against Mookie in the minor leagues.
You did something that you did it 6 times in a row. 6 times, 200 hits, 100 runs, and 40 doubles. Nobody did that. Nobody did that in the big leagues, Palillito. 200 hits, 6 times, 100 runs, and 40 doubles. So everything that he do was, put in the ball in play, get the 200 hit. I did it twice, and it's hard. The other day, 2019, I did it twice. But, it's hard to do it. Francisco Lindor asked me in 2019, he said, how I can get 200 hits? I always stop in 180. I cannot get there. And I said, well, you have to stay inside the ball. You have to hit the ball everywhere.
200's crazy. And trying to get to that plateau is, man, it's day. And especially when you walk 100 times, you're leaving a lot of at bats on the table.
Yeah.
That you could have maybe walked 75 times but I mean, guys don't get 170 hits and 100 walks nowadays. If they get 170 hits, 180 hits, they're walking maybe 25 times. And that was the one thing when I went over to New York, Don Mattingly, that was one of the first questions he asked me. He says, how do you walk 100 times a year? I said, quite simple. I take 2-0. And he looked at me like I was stupid. And then, and then 95, his walks almost doubled. And it's crazy. It's one of the simple things. And plus, what it is if a pitcher is 2-0 on everybody in the lineup, that means he has to throw 9 extra pitches through the lineup.
Yeah.
If you take 2-0. And
you see, wait.
You're not really taking the bat out of anybody's hand because you're going to probably get the same pitch 2-1.
Yeah.
And then if he throws a ball, you're going to get another pitch 3-1. So you're saying, oh, you're limiting your chances. I always like to hit 0-2. That was my favorite count to hit in 0-2 because I knew you had to throw the ball over the plate and I wasn't going to swing and miss.
I mean, and wait, people think that you guys didn't use analytic and sabermetric and all that. No, you got it. You just had to do it in your brain. You didn't have to do it in paper or computer, but you had it in your brain because that's a good idea. The way you're talking about the 2-0 and all that with 2-1, take a picture, everybody through the lineup. But for people that are at home, just to get a little example of what Wade was telling you guys about 100 walk, try to get 200 hits in a season. I mean, let's go by Ichiro. Ichiro in 2004, he got 262 hits, only 49 walks. Only 49 walks. So he was swinging pretty much every at bat. And Wade in 1988, you got 125 walks. You led the league, and you still got 214 hits.
Right.
So I mean, that's just, guys, sit down, look at those numbers, and then start laughing at people that say that these guys cannot be good in this time.
That's
you bring Wade Boggs now, growing up in this era. I mean, the lemon chicken might be different. It might be all the different technology and all that. Wait, I mean, you still were gonna be great. You still were gonna be great, even in this era.
They still have to throw strikes.
Yeah.
They still have to throw strikes.
Yeah.
And if you have plate discipline and you don't swing at balls, you're going to be more successful. And you can't have this like Wild West attitude that you can hit 95, 97 letter high. Take it. I mean,
yeah. And something about walks. Let me tell you something, Palito. He led the league 6 years in a row in intentional walk without having a power. That's amazing.
Yeah.
That's a Barry Bonds style right there. Barry Bonds got the record in the village for intentional walk, and he led the league 6 years in a row intentional walk. That means when men on base, they don't want to pitch to him. They know he was going to make contact. They know something was going to happen. So that's amazing. That kind of hitter this guy was.
Sparky didn't like to pitch to me. Sparky didn't like to pitch to me.
Who was the three pitchers? The three pitchers that you love to face?
Probably Dave Stewart. He was right up there. Yeah, I had pretty good success off of him. Nobody else did, but for some reason, Bobby Witt.
Bobby Witt. I mean, Bobby Witt used to be close to 100 miles per hour.
Yeah.
Wow, Bobby Witt, man.
And who else?
Well, there was. I had Jamie Moyer pretty good too, but everybody knows the big unit. I mean, he Randy Johnson. He was a nightmare to face. Who was
the toughest one? The toughest one for you?
Oh, well, you played with Charlie Nagy. I could not. Yeah, I mean, my 3,000 hit game, I got a couple of hits off of Charlie, but I was 208 off of Charlie Nagy.
Yeah,
I couldn't center him up for some reason. It was one of those crazy things, you know.
Carlos, I'm pretty sure if you ask Charles Nagy, he'll probably be the same way. He'll be like, I had no idea, but I was getting him out. I had no idea.
I don't know how.
On a regular basis.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Okay, wait. coming up through the big leagues, I mean, one of the first thing at the beginning of your career was the fielding. Remember, people were talking, oh, he can't field, he can't play third. I mean, how hard the way Buck worked to try to get better at that, that eventually, when you, of course, did it with the Yankees, but eventually you won your first gold glove in the big league. And I'm pretty sure, that felt, I mean, way too good.
Well, it really did. I wanted to be known as a complete player. In order to do that, you've got to have a bat and a glove, and you just don't want to be a one-sided player. And the one guy in Boston that I give a majority of the credit to is Johnny Pesky. He would come out early, and he would hit me ground balls every day at the same time. And even when it was drizzly rain, Johnny would be out there, and he was committed to me, and it was I can't thank him enough. God rest his soul. And then when I went to New York, I had Clete Boyer there. So, when you sit there and do something that I was actually the oldest living position player to ever win a Gold Glove at 35 and 36. And this was Jim Abbott's no hitter. And Carlos was there that day.
Baerga remembers that.
I was
that was the hit in the hole. That was the hit in the hole off of Albert Bell.
I know it.
Yeah, I was the last out. Yeah,
man, great memories. Carlos, I think you made the last out.
I was the last out. I remember that.
You popped it up.
No, I hit it to shortstop.
Oh, that's right.
I tried to stay. I hit it from the left side, lefty against lefty, because righty was killing me. And I said, I have to go
because Jim Abbott always threw cutters.
Yeah.
There you go. There you go.
The ball come into lefties. That's when I faced him with California. He was because he had that cutter, and he could never throw a two-seamer in because he had to put on his glove, and so that was one of the neat things. And
so when you went from Boston, I know you have a great career in Boston. When you went from Boston to New York, tell us about that.
Well, that was I was a free agent coming out of Boston, and the Red Sox didn't offer me arbitration or anything like that, so I became a free agent. And the Dodgers came back with a year and an option, and I really didn't want to change leagues. I wanted to stay in the American League and sort of not have to learn a new league. And a couple days later, the Yankees said, "Hey, let's talk," and eventually offered me a 3-year deal, and the money was decent. It wasn't the contract that Mrs. Yaki had offered me in '91 at the end of that season. But it was decent money, and going to the evil empire in New York, and having all the Red Sox fans go crazy. Yeah. But it was. I mean, to me, it was a no-brainer. I wanted to get on the ground floor, and Stick Michaels and Buck Showalter were sort of changing over the atmosphere of the Yankees, and brought in personalities, and with Spike Owen and Paul O'Neill and Jimmy Key and various guys like that. So it was changing the complexion of the game, and we just started gelling like crazy. And in '94, which was the greatest team that I probably played on, when Bud Selig pulled the plug on us, we would have probably won the World Series that year, and went on to play in '95 against Seattle. That was a heartbreak. And then eventually wound up winning the World Series in '96. But the time in New York, the 5 years that I played there, it was very enjoyable. We won every year, and that was sort of the ground floor of the dynasty that they developed. And they had some super teams after that. But then I got the opportunity to come back home and play for the Tampa Bay Devil Rays for 2 years, and eventually get my 3,000 and then eventually retire. But
things were so good in New York, Baerga, that this guy was even pitching. That's how good he was for him. in New York. I mean, he even took them out. I'm gonna tell you one thing, Wade. This is the first time I ever saw Joe Torre.
I always wanted to be Phil Necro.
Charlie Hoff.
So I was throwing the papillon. I was throwing the knuckleball and then wound up striking out Todd Green to in the end.
Hitting.
But I was way out of my element, and I was having a good time with it, and it was crazy.
It was the first time. It was the first time. There you go.
Don't turn it. Give me another batter. There
you go. Look at that.
Yeah, I wanted another batter, and I got Todd Green.
That's
no, check now, Baerga. Check now. He's an ace now. He's an ace. Yeah. So he had to say hi to the fans and everything. You see,
I got 2 1/3 in the big leagues with 2 strikeouts with the knuckleball. So
I know.
That was good.
Plus, you're probably the first player ever that made Joe Torre laugh during a game. Because he was never laugh during the game. True. So that was good. And then your return to Fenway Park, it was. I mean, how was that on your return? Because of course you came back and hit 4 for 4 like nothing.
Yeah, that was. Yeah. Okay. But it was crazy because Buck Showalter called me into the office that night and said, I'm gonna let you start tomorrow night and not tonight. And I said, no, we're not playing that game. I said, I'm not sitting out tonight. And but it was eventful. I got to face my fishing buddy John Dobson. So.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he's my fishing buddy. So.
Oh my God.
But after the 4th hit, the booze sort of subsided a little bit, and it was one of those that.
Wow! Look at that.
One of those returns, and after the 4th, and sort of spattering of cheers, and I got to tip the hat one more time.
Wow, John Dobson. I didn't even recognize him until now.
Wow.
It was John Dobson. I played with him minor league in Tennessee, and he was John Dobson, man. What a guy. Wow. But yeah, I mean, like we said before, you built Fenway Park. I mean, Boggs was the guy that built Fenway Park. So in your first day back, of course you're gonna go 4 for 4. What people thought. I mean, come on. That's your butter there. I mean, now that you here, and I'm a Boston guy, of course, everybody knows that. I'm a Red Sox fan. And I played with Bill Buckner in the minor. He was our manager 1 year. I mean, and wow, man, I was always so mad of the way they were treating him since the first time of that era. And I was fighting a lot. I mean, growing up, I was fighting. My dad, we were fighting because we kept saying a lot of things happened before that play. A lot of things happened before that play. That was not the main play. How tough was for you guys to see a teammate go through that?
Well, the one thing that people have to understand about that one play that sort of defined Billy Buck's legacy, if Billy Buck didn't have the year that he did, he drove in over 100 runs and had over 200 hits that year. And if Billy Buck doesn't have that year, we don't go to the playoffs against California. And he drove in some huge runs that year and to allow us to get to the playoffs and even had great playoffs up until that play. And like you said, there were so many different plays that could have gone differently in that game. And we needed one more strike 5 times and couldn't find it. And a lot of people forget we had a decent sized lead in Game 7, and we let that get away. So that one play in Game 6 was sort of one of those that you sit there and try to figure out. But I mean, that's fate, and it wasn't one of those things that it was in the cards for the Boston Red Sox, and that was the unfortunate part about it.
I mean, and I set up this video, Baerga, for the Red Sox fans that they keep talking about it, even though that they already won a few more World Series. But fate is something. I remember I put this way because after Hernandez hit that ball in the 9th inning, I think it was the second now, they were already announcing the player of the game. it's Marty Barrett. And I
Oh, I
remember
know.
my dad was saying, "Oh,
They put congratulations, Boston Red Sox on the big
yeah.
board.
There
No
you go.
way.
Yeah,
No.
Baerga. They were
There it
talking.
is. Yeah, there it is.
I mean,
Wow.
and my dad kept saying, "Oh my God, no, no! I mean, we're not that type of franchise. We need to, we need to get the 27 out." But I mean, there was those plays there. There was a wild pitch. There was a lot of thing going way before the Bill
There
Buckner
was.
thing happened. I mean, and
There
I just
was.
want, now that Wade is here, I want you to at least tell the fans how. I mean, you guys are human. People think that you guys are not human. You guys are human, and I
Yeah,
remember
you still
God.
play the game. You still play the game, and they blame Mac for not getting Billy Buck out of the game, but he'd been there the whole time, and yeah, God rest his soul. He was a huge part of us winning.
It was
That was
true. It
nice.
was
That
true.
was that was
Wait, I
nice.
got a question because the fans are asking. Do you have a great time in Boston or with the Yankees? You win with the Yankees, but what was the best time for you?
Well, I won in Boston too. I mean, we won in 86, 88, 90.
Yeah.
But I had fun in both places. It was Fenway was a great place to hit, and then putting on the pinstripes. I mean, when you play for two of the greatest organizations ever in Major League Baseball,
It's
with
true.
such a rich history of for both franchises, it really has.
Wow. That
Awesome.
okay. All right.
Awesome.
I'm a Boston guy, but I of course I'm gonna agree with you, man. Okay. I'm gonna say that you enjoy both. It's okay. I'm not gonna get mad about it, even though that I'm still thinking about it. No, no. It's just that wait, you were one of those players like Carl Ripken Jr., even Tony Gwynn. You were one of those players back then that we visualize as he's gonna retire with the Red Sox. He's gonna retire with the team that he came up with. I mean, and that was just what you were doing. It's kind of like now they call it franchise player, but there for me was you were the man.
Well,
You're the
Mrs.
man of
Yawkey
that.
offered me, and at the end of the 91 season, she called me over in the parking lot and offered me a 7-year deal for $38 million. And I said, where do I sign? I said, I'll sign it right now. And she says, we'll get it done in the off season. And in January, she wound up slipping in a tub, falling and dying.
Oh.
And they took the offer off the table.
Wow.
She said
Wow.
she wanted me to follow in the footsteps of Ted and Carl and be a Red Sox player for life. And that would have put me right around 38, 39 years old. And I would have been that franchise player.
Wow.
I would have been that franchise player. But if she hadn't died, I would have been a Red Sox player for life. But she coincidentally died in January of 92. And I went to spring training and negotiated all the way through spring training. But the ones in the front office thought otherwise. And so that was the monkey wrench that got thrown into my career.
Guys, that's why here in Me Gusta los Deportes is where you find out everything that happened in life. It's here. I've never heard that before.
Yeah.
You say that? I never heard that before. Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. That's
You
amazing.
see, guys,
wow.
it could be a Red Sox for life.
Red Sox for life.
I just needed a napkin to sign, and I would have signed it right there. Yeah.
Right there.
Wow. And they were great. You know, the Yawkey family were
Mrs.
amazing.
Yawkey, she was so
I mean,
special.
my dad always talk about that like their parents too. And so I remember all those stories and everybody talking about it. Okay, guys, let's go to Tampa quick. You go to that game, you are needing 3 hits to get to 3,000. I mean, of course, you're not in a rush because it's August 7. I mean, it's not like it's September 20 or something. So you still have time.
Well,
but
I'm
I
facing
mean,
Charlie Nagy that night. But
now that you talk about Nagy, I mean, this is the first at bat of the game, for you. You're needing that, at least to get closer. You get bases loaded with a guy that you don't see the ball very well, like you said. But there you go. There you go. So this is the first at bat, guys. He needs 2 more hits. He needs 2 more hits to get to 3,000. And like he said, he's doing it in Tampa, Florida, where he was born and raised. So of course, he went back home to be able to do this. This is amazing. Then, like he said, this is the other hit. I mean, he's getting close. He's getting close. Now, I'm gonna put the whole at bat for the 3,000. And you take it over, Wade. Take it over.
Chris Haney.
Yes.
Yeah, Laz Diaz is behind the plate, and he's just the fans are booing him like crazy because he called a strike.
Do you have earplugs? This is the
Flash
second
bulbs are
pitch.
going crazy.
Wow.
Can you
Now I've
feel
seen the
that?
fastball
Can
and
you
the breaking
feel?
ball? That's my dad right there. That's
Oh,
Wow.
okay.
Awesome.
Wow.
Awesome.
What are you
where
thinking?
I got him. I got him 0-2. I'm comfortable right now.
Okay, you're comfortable there. Nice. I like this. I feel like I'm going back. We're here, guys. We're just following.
He
wanted
me to chase on this one, but I thought otherwise. Fastball away. No, that's not cutting it. I think he comes back here with a 1-2.
Do you see, Parito, did you see what he did? He followed the ball through the glove. Now they don't follow the ball. You know who do that? The only player in the big leagues that do that right now is Juan Soto. Juan Soto is the only
Rose?
one.
Okay. He learned it from P. Rose. That's great, man. That's whew. And that's a hanger.
That's a 1-2 hanger.
I mean, there's no way you're thinking home run, but your eyes lit up when you saw that.
Wow, that was amazing, man. In front of your dad, in front of the town, in front of the family. I can't imagine, how many people you bring to the ballpark that day.
It was crazy, yeah. 43,000 there that night.
43,000 people,
yeah.
Wow. And you kissed the home plate.
I stepped on it for 18 years. I might as well kiss it. Yeah, it was crazy.
I like this show here when your dad gets down there. I mean, I think that was a very special moment because
my dad.
You got your dad there. You in Tampa. I mean, you remember what you guys talk about in there that moment?
It was my wife Debbie.
Yeah. I remember.
Wow.
That was amazing, man. That's a moment that I know that nobody gonna forget, man. Nobody gonna forget about that. That was
the first player to ever hit a home run for 3,000.
No, that's I mean, wait, you have to be very, very happy about your career. I'm very, of course, blessed that God let you play for so many long. But you got so many things on your resume. I mean, you got that long inning game, the longest inning game in the minor league. I mean, you got the 1986 World Series, the play that everybody talks about. You are part of that team. I mean, and then you went to the Yankees, so you became one of those rival guys from Red Sox, Yankee, wearing that uniform, all that. Hit a home run for your 3,000. I mean, wow. What else you did that we don't know?
It's been a great ride.
You don't know
what
you don't know. Hey, let me tell you what he's doing right now. Since he retired, he's been coaching in a high school
for 21 years.
For 21 years. Coaching in a high school for 21 years. And when he told me that a couple of days ago, I went like, wow, he's teaching, bro. Wow, that's amazing, man. Do you have any of these players right now that play in the big leagues?
No, we don't. The high school that I went to, Plant, they've got the Tucker brothers and Woodford. He's in the big leagues. Alonzo for the Mets.
Okay.
Alonzo, Pete Alonzo.
Pete, the polar bear.
My high school's got a lot of guys that have gone to the big leagues.
Wow.
Okay, I mean, do you have any funny stories about when you were playing in Puerto Rico, you get lost or something? There had to happen something in Puerto Rico so we could feel like, we something happened to Wade Boggs here too. I mean, you almost hit 400.
But the thing he's from Puerto Rico.
I think the funniest part was our Debbie, my wife Debbie, and our daughter was 3 years old down in Puerto Rico, and we were out by the pool on Christmas Eve, and Santa Claus was walking around the pool and shorts. So that was pretty funny to my daughter that Santa Claus would be walking around the pool in shorts. But it was one of those crazy things. No, but we had a great time down in Puerto Rico, and it was great to come back and be involved with that. And actually, a couple of years ago, I was in the International Billfish Tournament down in Puerto Rico. And
really?
fishing down there for marlin. And catching an Atlantic blue marlin down in Puerto Rico. So
wow,
yeah, that's
hey, wait, we have to bring you back to Puerto Rico to play golf or to play, you know, to do something over there.
Carlos, I would love that. Cheers, brother.
Okay, I'm gonna do it. We're gonna promise you that. I really thank you for the opportunity to interview today. It was a great interview, knowing your history. You know, because a lot of people know the glory, but they don't know what you went through in life and stuff like that. And hitting the way you hit in the minor leagues and take you so long to get to the big leagues, that's amazing, Palillito.
Wow.
No.
Appreciate it.
That is amazing. You're one of the best players that played this game. A lot of respect for you. Let me tell you something. The games that we play against each other, I never see you strike out. I have to say it. I never see you strike out. You always make contact. You always make things happen.
I did once in a while.
Well, you know, Palillito put that Winter League video. That was bad. That was a bad idea. Bad example there. But I mean,
something else and find a hit.
I need to. Once I get that, I'm gonna give you a call. Hey, wait, we got it. Really appreciate you being here, Carlos. I know Carlos was a few minutes late, but it was just he wanted you to feel Puerto Rican time. Puerto Rican time is you know, we say 3 o'clock, we're there 3:01.
Yes,
there you go.
Yes.
You guys take care. It's been a blast.
Take care.
God
nice meeting you, my man.
All right.
Thank you,
my man.
Thank you.
Well, people, señores, por poco me quedo hablando inglés ahí. Señores, Boggs, uno de los mejores bateadores del béisbol de las grandes ligas, definitivamente, y hablar con él es algo increíble. Espérate, Baerga, habla algo ahí, habla algo de Boggs.
No, de verdad que era algo impresionante verlo jugar. 12 juegos de estrella, 5 campeonatos de bateo, 8 veces Silver Slugger, 578 dobles, número, ven eso, 3010 hits, 328 su promedio de bateo. ¿Sabe qué? Junto los 4 títulos de bateo consecutivos junto a Wade Boggs, Tony Gwynn, Ty Cobb, Roger Hosby, Rod Carew. Tony Gwynn y él sobre 350 para arriba, 4 años consecutivos, campeón bate. O sea, esta gente lo que hicieron fue un show en la Grandes Ligas de bateo, y lo más que se ponchó, Palillito, 61 veces un año. 61
no olvides eso.
Primero, 61 veces para que ese es el
número que
te gusta.
En su carrera, que no había ni que decírselo, porque él eso es cuando usted es bueno y le gusta el béisbol y ama el béisbol, 21 años de coach de escuela superior, usted sabe todo lo suyo, se no había ni que preguntárselo ni decírselo, pero contra lanzadores derechos en su carrera, batió 333 contra zurdo, 314. O sea, este individuo no había quien le diera out más que Charles Nagy, como él dice, Charles Nagy, valga, y Charles Nagy no tiraba duro.
No, pero tenía un slider en sinker ball. La bola se le meneaba todo el tiempo para adentro del slider y el sinker ball que se le caía.